Even though in recent years I've become a regular iPhone user as my main device, I've always been drawn to and curious about Samsung's flagship models. That's why this year, I decided to give myself the chance to try the new Galaxy S26 Ultra. Not just to follow a trend, but because this year its new features really caught my attention. Especially features that I simply don't have on iPhone. Now, since it arrived just a couple of days ago, in this video I just want to share my first impressions. We'll talk about what's new and some of the technical aspects. Of course, over the next few days I'm going to test it properly, so I can bring you a full review. I'll tell you how it performs, and as always I'll give you tips on battery, cameras, and a few tricks to get the most out of this Ultra. Alright, let's start as always with the design. The moment I took it out of the box, I have to be honest, I felt something really positive. It genuinely felt like I was holding something truly technological. A device where Samsung is clearly trying year after year to evolve, to break the monotony, and to give you something that actually feels like a real Ultra. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see if it really lives up to that. And honestly, I think the first step is already there. The size. Because in this new Ultra, they didn't increase the weight like you might expect. They actually reduced it by 4 grams compared to the previous model. Probably because they switched from titanium to aluminum. A choice that helps keep the phone lighter, but also improves heat dissipation. And we'll talk more about that later. In terms of dimensions, it's slightly wider, a bit more stretched, and overall even thinner. And I have to say, in the hand, it feels amazing, really comfortable. And most importantly, the weight doesn't feel excessive at all. Actually, weirdly enough, it feels lighter than my base iPhone 17. Another detail that really stands out is the finish. The first thing you notice is the cameras. This year, they feel much more solid. Samsung worked on the camera island, and now it gives a much stronger sense of quality and durability. Because on the S25 it almost felt like lightweight plastic, like it could come off with a sneeze. The back is also really well done. Glass finish, mirrored Samsung logo, everything perfectly integrated into the color. In my case, I have the black version, a smoky black. And honestly, it looks super elegant. The corners are rounded, while the edges stay at 90 degrees. And that actually helps a lot with grip. Then we've got the usual buttons, power and volume. At the bottom, SIM tray, Type-C port, and the speaker. And of course, the S Pen. With a simple click, it pops right out, ready to use all the writing features. It's getting thinner every year, but it still keeps that precision Samsung is known for. Now, if you've just bought it or you're thinking about getting it, the first thing you should consider is protection. So let me show you the case I chose. It's lightweight, semi-transparent, and matches the phone's color. It protects the cameras well. You can still see the Samsung logo, and the edges have this slightly rough texture, which gives you a really solid grip. And in the box, there was also a screen protector included. It fully covers the display and still lets you use the fingerprint sensor. You do lose a tiny bit of speed, but it's absolutely usable. If you're interested, I'll leave the links in the description for both the case and the phone. And if you buy through my links, you'll support the channel at no extra cost. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Now, speaking of the display, let's talk about what, for me, is the most exciting new feature. I was really looking forward to trying this. It's called Privacy Display, and simply put, it recreates that darkened effect you get from privacy screen protectors. So, when you look at the phone straight on, everything is perfectly visible. But from the side the screen goes dark. Maximum privacy. Now you might be thinking, wouldn't it have been easier to just use a privacy glass? I asked myself the same question, and I'll try to understand it better in the next few days. But hey, if you already have an answer, let me know in the comments. What I can say for sure is that as a tech lover, this is impressive. Samsung, the king of displays, really did something crazy here. You just pull down the quick settings, tap the privacy display toggle, and instantly, you feel more protected. My first impression? I was genuinely surprised, because when you turn it on, it looks like nothing changed. The display looks exactly the same, But then you tilt the phone slightly, and magic. Everything goes dark, and trust me, it's a really cool effect. I love this feature. And honestly, now I feel like I need it on iPhone too. So, hey Apple, take notes. I'll keep testing it and we'll talk more about it in the next videos. Alright, let's calm down a bit and move on. Otherwise this video will end when the next Ultra comes out. Let's talk about the processor. This year again we've got a Snapdragon chip, now in its 5th generation. More powerful than before. But the real question is, what do we actually need all this power for? Because honestly, recent models were already incredibly fast. My guess? It's all about the future, especially AI. Galaxy is pushing really hard in that direction. With Google's Gemini and all the features developed by Samsung, this phone is packed with tools and customization options for everyday use. We'll definitely go deeper into this because there's a lot to explore. Alongside all this power, we've got 12 GB of RAM and storage starting from 256 GB. And even from the first use, everything feels smooth. No lag, no slowdowns. Another interesting upgrade is the vapor chamber. It's been improved in this Ultra to keep temperatures lower. I don't fully understand how it works yet, but during setup, app installs, and camera use, I did notice some overheating, which honestly, I didn't expect. It's probably just an initial phase, so stick with me to see how it performs over the next few days. Now, cameras. There are updates here too. One feature in particular really blew me away. The others are more like refinements. Overall, the cameras are brighter. They capture more light, which means better photos and videos, especially at night or in low light. But the most impressive feature is the front lock stabilization. Basically, you don't have to worry too much about keeping your shot steady anymore. You can move the phone even like you're on a roller coaster, and the result stays incredibly smooth. I don't know about you, but I love that. And finally, the battery. No changes compared to last year. Still 5,000 milliamp hours. But charging is improved. It can reach 75% in about 30 minutes. And I noticed it right away, even from the first charge. In half an hour, I already had a solid battery level. So yeah, very good. Kind of similar to what Apple did with the iPhone 17 series. As you can see, there are a lot of interesting new features on this Galaxy S26 Ultra. I'll go deeper into everything over the next few days, and we'll break it all down in the next video. So make sure you follow me. Now I'm curious, have you already bought it? Do you think it's worth it? And what phone are you using right now? That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, it's free, and subscribe for more tech updates. See you in the next one.
Yeah, I'll make no